Hey guys, how's it going and welcome back. Well, today we're taking a look at the Blackstar Fly 3, so 3 watt. Little mini practice amp. You can actually get a cab for this thing. Blackstar only, of course, because special Ethernet port connector on the back for that. I mean, that's kind of stupid, but whatever. It's what they did. Makes it proprietary, I guess. But anyway, so then you can go stereo. Woohoo! 3 watts of stereo mini stack. Alright, so you've got gain, you've got volume, you've got an EQ, which is called IFS. So it's a shaping circuit, shaping tone circuit. You'll find that even on their big amps too, like even the HT5 tube amp. It's got an IFS as well as a separate EQ, so multiple possibilities. This is just a straight IFS circuit, so you're only going to get so much, but you can roll off, you know, mids and trebles, add more bass, vice versa, right? It's a shaping circuit. You also got a delay in here, which has your time as well as your main delay level. You've got an MP3 input jack for your, you know, whatever MP3 player. And of course you do have the headphone out jack as well. Being that it runs on 6 AA's, alkaline or rechargeable is great because you can get hours and hours and hours as long as you're using good batteries like Energizer or Duracell. Does not come with a power supply, but you can get one. But it's a special power supply only. It is specific to 6.5 volts at 1.5 amps. Their power supply is going to knock you back another 50 bucks. You're already paying 109 just for the main unit. Then another 70 for the external cab. Then another 50. I mean, you might as well have bought yourself a real freaking amplifier at that point. I mean, but if you're stuck, you're in one of those kind of apartment situations where you want to play guitar, you want to have some tones, and have something that's actually going to run clean as well as dirty and not be too loud, this can definitely do it for you. However, a lot of regular human-sized amps do have headphone jacks too. So you got to kind of pick your battles for financial output. But these are still great little amps for beginners to start with. But like I said, also great if you have to keep it quiet. Or you just want to minimize stuff to keep the most space you can in your little jam area. It's kind of your thing either way. It's a whatever, right? To each their own. I saw this at Long McQuaid yesterday. Now, they don't carry Blackstar products other than when they take them in used, okay? So, great way to get them really super cheap compared to other places. You're going to pay a lot more money because I know I saved literally hundreds on my tube amp, my HT5, getting it from them, as opposed to other places where I saw even just the head online for like almost 700 bucks. And I was like, you got to be joking me. But anyways, for that kind of money, I'd buy a Hughes and Kettner. But this little thing is kind of neat, and for 49 bucks, I didn't mind. They also have a bass amp too that I tried out. It was like 10 bucks more, and it worked really well. I was kind of actually impressed with it. Although you do have to crank the snot out of it, or probably have active pickups to give it a boost. You know what I mean? But with a little bit of tweaking, it actually is not bad for playing bass on their bass amp version, you know, overall. But it's not going to be as loud as this thing, even though they're 3 watt. But basses work differently than guitar amps. Anyhow, so I'm going to use my Telecaster. But you know, they still currently sell these things. I priced them out at Cosmo and Acclaim Sound and Music, and you get just a little amp for 109. Can't remember what the kit was with the extra speaker. But the extra speaker alone you can buy separate for 70 bucks. And it's kind of like, well, I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. I mean, it'd be kind of cute to have it as a mini stack, because I think that'd be kind of funky. But we'll see if I decide to dive in for 70 bucks for that thing. But I don't know. I'm tempted. I might just go to North Bay today because Claim Sound and Music says they have it in stock, so I'll have to check in store and see, and if they do, maybe I'll do it. I don't know. I think of other things to spend 70 bucks on right now, though. But it is clean. I'll give it that. Now this is kind of where I found the delay where I kind of like it on this thing. But you can turn the delay rate off by just turning that knob to 0. But then it becomes really dry. We can add a little bit. Gives you almost like a reverb-ish effect. And then of course you can change all that around by the timer. So let's give some full volume. For 3 watts it does have some volume there. If you find it's a little too broken, just pull the gain back. So they say this is like a USA position here, and this would be like your British kind of tone thing, according to the manual anyway. It's kind of interesting. Anyway, so full gain, full volume. So full volume, full gain. It's got some nice breakup on the clean side. Okay, so let's start the dials here back at 12. Let's go to the gain. Volume. It is pretty loud for a 3-watt amp. I mean, it's got some good body to it. Pretty neat. Let's go full gain. Full gain, full volume. Alright, so that concludes that little bit of fun. So on the back panel, this is what things look like. Ethernet port for your external cab, DC in, and that's your plate there for your batteries to go in. 6 AA's, like I said, alkaline and rechargeables. So they just call this the Fly 3, you know. They're made in China, of course they're an English invention, right, Northampton, England. Yeah, they're kind of an interesting little amp. Now, I still love my HT5 tube amp. I think it's freaking awesome. Especially since going to an 8-ohm speaker in the cab. Now I've got my full 5 watts and it's like, yeah! Now we can actually kind of vibrate a few things around here. Anyways, so this little thing, it's kind of fun. It's got some nice cleans to it. It's got some nice breakup, you know, even on the clean channel. And then the overdrive channel is nice. So definitely a perfect, very small amp, very portable. I mean, it's physically not very big. It's like maybe 6 inches wide, about 4 inches tall, and 4 inches deep. It's not very big. And it does house that 3-inch speaker, and it even has a ported enclosure. I know you might, oh yeah, you'll see this on camera. If you look over here where my thumb is, okay, that's the port. So that's going to add some extra woof power for you. Your speaker's in the middle, and it's just it's a neat little amp, you know. I mean, for 50 bucks, I didn't mind spending 50 bucks on it. I would never have spent, like, you know, retail of, I think it's like 109, like I said. I'd never spend that on that. Maybe with the external speaker, but not without. But either way, it's not something that I would just normally go out and buy. I'm at Long McQuaid all the time. I pretty much almost live there. They still won't give me a cot in the back room to save me thousands of dollars on my purchases, but yeah, you know what I mean, right? I mean, I almost live there. But you never know what they're going to have in any of their stores. That's the thing. And with all the sales going on with Black Friday and Boxing Day sales, and they're always constantly taking in used gear and stuff and whatnot, you don't know what you're going to find. And for $49, I thought, well, it's not like I really need another guitar at this point, but I wouldn't mind something for a little battery-powered amp that is kind of different too. And this is definitely different. We are going to put this up against my wife's Katana Mini and do a side-by-side with them. And I'm pretty sure that the Blackstar is definitely going to lose, but we're going to see, you know, just what they're like, you know, at, you know, doing a lot of the same type of settings too, right? So, but I think if you are looking for something that's very quiet, very portable, very portable, the batteries can run for, I think they said like something like 10 hours plus. I'll have to recheck the manual, but it was a long time. And I'm thinking, yeah, that would be quite a ways. And I don't think this is a very old unit either, because of the batteries that came with it, which are like pretty much done. I've never seen that brand in existence anywhere, so it's going to probably be one of those factory batteries. Kind of like what Boss does with their Katana Airs and some of their other products they supply batteries with. They're usually like a weird brand name. You'll never buy them anywhere, right? And that's what came in this thing, is one of those kind of weird ones. So, but I was talking to the guys at Long McQuaid, and they know the guy who turned it in, and the guy takes apparently really great care of his stuff. So I'm guessing they're probably just the original batteries, and you know, they were almost dead, not quite, but they had enough life in them for me to test it out at the store and go, you know what, I'm going to buy this. I think I really want to know for myself. I've watched enough videos to, you know, see what they say there, but sometimes, you know, regardless, you still got to go out and buy it yourself and really develop your own actual opinion, you know, so that you really know for if it's going to be something for you or not in the end result. So sometimes you got to do that. And this is one of those cases where I thought, I got 50 bucks. I want something to buy because, yeah, you know, gearhead, you know, gear junkie. And I kind of like it. So I think I'm going to keep this thing around for quite a while at least anyways. Yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like I said, stay tuned for that video for the comparison between this and the Katana Mini. Now the Mini is also a more expensive amp. They're going up in price. I think the cheapest one you can get new now is like $150. They got multiple colors of the Katana Minis now, and so with that comes a couple of different price changes by, you know, I think it's like $10 difference or something, whatever the color thing is. But this is still going to be cheaper, but you know, the Minis do have 7 watts as opposed to this at 3, bigger speaker. You know, but features, they're pretty much, I think they're pretty much identical. I have to, we'll go through them both either way, side by side, and see what you guys think of either one. But like I said, I might buy the cab for this. I'm not sure. I think it would be nice to have the cab, but I have to really put some serious thought into that, because that's like $70 in tax. I've already paid out $50 in tax. If I'm going to do the external cab, then it's going to have to be because I'm going to keep this thing for several years. That's the only way I'm going to invest. But that I'm not sure of at this point, because you never know with me what I'm going to do from one day to the next for stuff, for gear. But in the meantime, thanks for watching and hanging out, and yeah, we'll catch you guys on the next one. See you later.